what Ryan has is not something you can be taught. It's not something you can learn. You either have it or you don't. He was born with it.
He's just him at the end of the day. Like that's why everyone's so attracted to him. Is because the same dude that you're going to see on the camera is the same dude you're going to see in the grocery store.
When people look back on this whole genre of music, he will be what is remembered. He will be the Elvis Presley for this genre. There's no doubt in my mind.
Because he really is that guy. He's not some painted picture. That's why he's church, and that's why he's done it 100% the underground way.
I remember this one older lady there turned around and looked at me and she said, "That's your baby up there." And she goes, "They love him like they loved Elvis Presley."
He's real. He's authentic. He's the real deal. He's not faking it. He's going to do something that hasn't been done before.
But his fans, I mean, they hang on it every word he says. He definitely is. He's their voice, because he really has a voice, and he really does use it through Instagram and through all the mediums that he has.
I just want to be the most clean-cut, professional country boy from Tennessee who ever existed. I want to be the most diverse artist that ever existed. I want to be the dude who fucking killed country, killed rock, killed rap. I want to be that dude where they were like, how the fuck did he go from being a broke-ass painter with no high school education to being this motherfucking crazy-ass weird musician guy who can fucking make anything and speaks to people's soul and makes you believe in yourself through a song? That's what I want to be known for. I don't give a fuck about my cars. I don't give a fuck about real estate. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm fat, ugly, got too many fucking tattoos, teeth are fucked up. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Because there's one thing you cannot deny, that I'm a hard fucking worker and I'm good at what I do. And I want to be greater and I want to work harder in the future. I don't ever want to backtrack. I'm not the backtracking kind of guy. And even after I'm dead, I still don't want to backtrack. I want motherfuckers to be like, who in the fuck was this dude? And why in the fuck did I know about this guy when he was alive? That's what I want to be. And that's what I will be, because I said so.
I just knew from that moment. I knew that Ryan was going to be a star.
Ryan was born May the 24th, 1991 in Nashville, Tennessee at Baptist Hospital. At that time, we lived on Pond Creek Road, and we lived in this little tiny trailer that we rented from a guy named Paddlefoot. God, I think that thing was like 30 years old. It had horrible carpet. It was not good. But it was fun living on Pond Creek Road. Back then, things were a lot different than they are now. You knew your neighbors. You knew, heck, half your family lived on, the same street. You didn't have to worry so much when your kid played out in the yard and things like that, like you do now. It's a very different place right now, but it was a much more friendly place back then. He started talking really, really young. I remember taking him to the grocery store, and little old people absolutely loved Ryan. They would come up and talk to him, and they were always impressed because he had great vocabulary. At 15 months old, he could carry on a full conversation with a person. He had bright copper red hair. It looked like a peony. When he went out in the sun, it had like 3 different colors of red in it, like strawberry blonde, red, and this auburn red. So it just looked like his hair. It looked like a penny out in the sunlight. It was so pretty. He was beautiful. He was so cute. Oh gosh, let me tell you this though. When he was born, when we first brought him home, dude, he was so strong. We brought him home when he was a baby. We could lay him on it, like babies don't really lift themselves up, or, push up off the floor, when you lay them on their belly when they're first born. But he was doing that at 2 weeks old. He could push himself up and his little head would just bobble back and forth. It was so cute. He had such strong upper body strength. And I remember at the hospital when he was born, he held on to the sides of the little thing that they put your baby in, the little crib, whatever, with the metal rails on it. He held on to the side of it, and they could barely peel his hands off of the side of it. He was holding it so tight. He liked to be the center of attention. Because he was the first grandchild, it's like he did everything with my dad, did everything with his dad. He was the baby. He was the first baby. So he was always the center of attention. He was a great brother. He was a brother when he was 4, almost 5, when we brought Aaron home. Absolutely loved him. Held him, took care of him, looked after him. He was always really, really sweet. Really good with all kids. He was really good with children, other kids his own age. He was always sweet and, giving and things like that. He wasn't confrontational at all. He just loved everybody. When he was 16 years old, he would help my dad with his paint company. He would work with his dad sometimes. He did odd jobs here and there at a pretty young age, but he started writing lyrics down about that age, and until he used to carry on this toolbox, just one of the metal toolboxes that you put all your paintbrushes and stuff like that in. He would carry that around, and while he was out, if something came to him, he would write it down on whatever he had, whether it be a little piece of wood, or if he could find a piece of paper, he'd write it on the back of an invoice or something. But the thing was packed full with lyrics to so many songs that are just lost now. We don't know what happened to it. Well, he might know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. But I knew how serious he was when he started carrying that around with him and everywhere he went. He actually came to me one day and told me, "Mama, I want to be a country singer." And I said, "Do it, baby. Do it." And I always would tell them, if you really want to do something bad enough, you can make it happen. And it was so real to him before it ever happened. He would have dreams and visions of himself on stage, and every bit of that came true. Every bit of it.
Alright, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Ryan Upchurch, and I'm from Cheatham County, Tennessee.
And how old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
How did you become a YouTube personality?
I became a YouTube personality pretty much by accident. I didn't have an Instagram, I didn't have a Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, none of that stuff. And I just had a Facebook, a personal Facebook, and me and my buddies went out to a strip club one night, and some shit went down, and we ended up getting kicked out. And I made a video bitching about the situation, and somebody had taken it off my Facebook and ended up posting it on, I think it was YouTube at the time. I didn't even have a YouTube then either. I didn't know how to make a YouTube account. And one day we were eating lunch at work for lunch or whatever. At lunch we was eating, and at work we went on lunch break, and the chick at the restaurant was like, "Hey, you're that redneck guy off the internet." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What's she talking about?" And she showed me the video that I had made, bitching about the strip club we were at, and the video was called Athlete's Lip.
Yeah, I've been to a strip joint before. Never again. I'd rather get butt naked and cuddle with a dirty hobo. This girl was like, "Hey baby, can I give you a lap dance?" No! What the fuck's on your face? You got athlete's lip.
So I made a video about it, and apparently it went viral. It didn't go viral, but it got a shit ton of views, enough for people to be like, "Hey, where's that redneck guy? I want to see another video." And that's where Upchurch Redneck was made. Everybody was like, "Where's the redneck? Where's the redneck? Where's that redneck guy?" And my last name's Upchurch, so I just created Upchurch the Redneck, and that's where it started.
Hey, I'm here to tell you that I'm more countryer than you, boy. Hashtag country, hashtag music, hashtag sticks, hashtag backwards.
What's up, you damn pansies? My name's Lil Larry. You call me anything else besides Lil Larry, I'll bust you in the damn lip.
Hashtag lifted trucks, hashtag Ford, hashtag Chevy, hashtag GMC, hashtag Yoda, hashtag Toyota, hashtag Big Toyota.
We just don't sound like an old ass fucking poodle your grandma got.
Hashtag Yoda in the mud, hashtag four-wheel drive, hashtag rebel flag, hashtag Confederate flag, hashtag country boy, hashtag country girl, hashtag country boy and girl.
Everybody around town was telling me they seen 50 Shades of Grey. I thought they were talking about my cousin's C71 we spray painted last week. My favorite colors is dirt, camouflage, and rebel flags.
Hashtag country people, hashtag country folk, hashtag John Deere, hashtag green, hashtag John Deere green. We fucking understand. Why are you wasting your life fucking hashtagging stuff? Hashtag chair, hashtag oxygen, hashtag.
Popping up their collars and shit. Oh, look, it's the gay Dracula. Please don't suck my dick.
Like you want to fight looking like this. I mean, bro, like, we go, like, if you want to go. Where we going, motherfucker? Your mama's house? Tell her I got a fucking dick stronger than a 12-valve Cummins. Everyone has that one friend who over-exaggerates the shit he buys off Craigslist. Hey, Chad, did you see my Facebook post? No, what is it? I got me a goddamn drag truck. For fucking real. Fucking this. What's it fucking look like? Shit, motherfucker, it's fast. It needs an exhaust manifold. It needs a hub assembly. It needs the back seats. It's got some mice, you know, running around in that motherfucker. But hey, fuck Stuart Little and his family. I kill all of them. I mean, I gotta drain the gas tank because the gas so old and it, like, it done got all jellyfied and shit. I mean, but first I gotta buy a gas tank for it though. Okay, I lied. It don't have a gas tank in it. It needs a rear axle. The brake line's dry rotted, but that ain't even nothing though. It needs a transmission. It needs a brand new motor because once got it in it is locked up and shit. It needs all new windows though. But bruh, it's a bad motherfucker.
I remember the first one he made, the first one I saw him make, where he was outside pretending to work on a car, and that was at my mom's and dad's house. And I pull up and he has a wig on. And he has one of my mom's blouses on, and he's outside just pretending like he can't fix his truck or something. And I'm like, oh my god. And yeah, that's how that started. It was really bizarre, but apparently people liked it. But he was on World Star before that, by accident. He didn't even know he was on it until he was out in public one day and somebody said, oh dude, that's the guy that was on World Star. And he didn't tell me because I believe it involved a strip club. That's probably why he didn't tell me. I'm pretty sure it involved something he said to a stripper or something.
But Ryan, he started the Vine thing. Well, at that time when he had the Vine stuff, I always have something different. It's always some bullshit piece of shit. But I'll always be doing burnouts or whatever. Well, Ryan started filming his Vine videos as a comedian. Being funny, always just kind of laughing and cutting up and being goofy. Well, then, we started throwing in riding dirt bikes, fours, and some of the Vine videos. And then we had some of my pieces of shit. And hell, he already know he can gas me up, do a burnout and something, you know what I mean? Even if it was my daily, that's all I had, I'd do a burnout in it. Especially, hell, you gonna film it? Fuck it. Yeah, we're gonna do a burnout in this.
Hey, who takes minivans through the woods? We do.
I don't know, fuck it.
Pine Creek. Minivan doing work.
Dude.
They died.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you smoking.
Oh shit! Fuck it, haul ass. Hey, put it in reverse. Hey, no, put it in reverse. Oh shit! Don't stop. Woo! Oh fuck! Some bitch about ran me over. And that's how you do it. It's gonna sling a fucking rod.
Nah, shit, fucking grab minivan.
Oh, it's going down now. You cannot, dude, don't even think about stopping. gonna sink it, son.
I ain't stopping.
And he's on the cell phone.
Oh,
God damn! Executive. Hit it, fuck it. It fucking made it though. Pond Creek shit. Oh fuck. What now?
Call Joey. The hazard's coming by himself.
So we're over here. We just got this fucking stuck in the creek in this guy's backyard.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, he was doing the Vine thing, and then he started doing kind of get a little dabbling in the music and stuff around the Vine time started happening. But then I remember when he was in the Vine stuff, there was a couple people that would stick out during the Vine days. You know what I mean? That would become famous for their Vine stuff. Well, you know, I didn't really care how. I was like, you know, that's computer stuff. I'm not into that. You know what I mean? But Ryan, I could see he was getting more and more into that and watching their videos and kind of seeing, you know, what they're doing and just different things like that. But yeah, the Vine days was fun. And then one time we called this dude and told him his two-wheel drive truck was on the cover of 4x4 magazine. And this dude was so gullible that he believed us. We prank called him. Man, and you know, we knew we was gonna see this dude probably that afternoon or the afternoon after that. And man, we done that and never told him. Forgot all about it. Well, a month went by, and this dude had done told everybody in Ashton City that his two-wheel drive Ford Ranger was going to be on the cover of a 4x4 magazine. Finally, he told us again about it, and me and Ryan looked at each other. We bust out laughing. We was like, bro, we were joking, man. Like, that was us that called you. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, no, for real, it's going to be on the cover. Like, bro, that was us that called you. It wasn't about a month ago. He's like, yeah. Like, dude, it was us. You know, that we would prank call people all the time and kind of be like that too. So there was a lot of those videos. And then Ryan would we'd say somebody, he'd make up a rap. He made one about Willie Marsh and stuff like that. It was kind of funny. And then that's when he started being able to change. You know, I remember him starting being able to change words and lyrics and stuff like that. Me and him be riding around the truck, and a song would come on, and we would kind of keep up the same beat, but then change the lyric to it. You know what I mean? Just riding around bullshitting, and never. I mean, at the time we never thought anything of it. So I think the whole time we was in the construction thing, that's when Vine first started. Because I think that's when MySpace was kind of was dead at that point.
I remember when it started getting popular. That's when Bobby with Redneck Nation comes in. Because he sees him just making silly videos and messing around, and he can see something in Ryan. He saw something there, and so he reached out to him and offered him a sponsorship. He was so excited. That was the first thing that ever really, you know, came into play. And we're like, oh, dude, this really might go somewhere.
When I met Ryan, first of all, I proposed the idea for him to do this for a living, to do social media, and he just was like, it was like trying to herd cats, you know. He just had no clue that was even a possibility. And I said, listen, man, you know, you got this thing going, and I think you have that it factor as far as you connect with people, you're genuine, they feel that. And he wanted to do the music. This was the vehicle at first that was that got the most views and got him noticed. But that was always in his mind, you know, every time that we talked and all that. That was immediately to the forefront. It's like, I want to get to talk to people and know them, but the music was paramount always. When I first met Ryan, I just wanted him to be able to do this for a living and provide for his family. And if that meant him just being a person on YouTube or this, or being a social influencer, then so be it. But, you know, he really wanted to do this music thing, and I wanted to make sure that I gave him every opportunity, support-wise, to be able to do that because it was so important to him. And, you know, our company has always supported the independent artist. We've always supported the underdog. And what I saw in Ryan was a bunch of people dismissing him, maybe teachers or this or that, with his, you know, the way that Ryan is. But what they don't understand is that's why he is who he is because of the things that they thought were wrong. The things that they thought he didn't march to the beat of the right drum. He didn't march to the rules that they set. But what happens is when you fall in that rut and you just do that, you march to orders, you don't get what you've got now. You don't get, Ryan, you don't get those breakout stars.
He actually seen talent in me when I didn't even see talent in me. I had no idea, because, when I first started making all the videos and stuff, I was still working on a construction site for my family company. It was Upchurch Renovations, and, he hit me up one day. He's like, "Kid," he's like, "you're on to something." He's like, "You keep making these videos and you keep gaining more and more followers, and you're just simply saying, what's on your mind. There's a lot of other people that feel just like you about the same situation." And at first I kind of brushed it off. I was like, nah, I'm good. I can't be a YouTuber. I don't know how, And then he coached me through it, and I told him, I was like, "Man, I can't quit my job. What little I'm making doing this job is, barely getting me through the week, and it's getting me by." And he was like, "Well, he's like, we'll do something where, I tell you what, you wear our clothes, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. Something happens and you start gaining more and more and more and more, then we'll do more to help each other." And that's what we've done. He's not even like a business partner anymore. He's not like, well, he is a business partner, but it's not like he's a business partner anymore. It's like he is part of my family. I'm related to this guy. We genuinely both love each other and care for each other now, because he believed in me, and I took a chance on listening to somebody I didn't know, and he took a chance on taking in somebody he didn't know, and I would never want to rep anything else besides Redneck Nation.
And I saw that like early on. He wasn't just like, "I want to be a country rapper, he wasn't like that at all. He basically said, "Listen, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is how I live, and I rap." And that's really what country rap is supposed to be about. It's about taking the things from regular rap that they may identify with or they may see every day that we can't, because we don't live that life. We don't live in urban areas. Ryan gives them a voice, and that's how it started. But that was just the beginning. That was the alpha, and that was how it then started. Because then he started growing as an artist. He started experimenting. He started trying new things and putting influences and little tiny things from all different genres into that, and then basically kind of evolved into its own genre, if you want.
I grew up in the country, so my whole entire life, I listened to country. Anything from, Hank to Clint Black to freaking Patsy Cline to Jason Aldean to Justin Moore to freaking Clay Walker, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Gretchen Wilson. Come on, man. I grew up in the country. Everyone listens to country music in the country. Even though I did grow up in the country, I was still a young dude that was, being exposed to other types of music through school or friends. I knew who Eminem was when he came out. Who didn't know who Eminem was when he came out? My love for rap was just, I didn't know how to write a country song at the time. I didn't even know where to start. I didn't know the structure of writing a song, but I knew how to rhyme words. So I would write rap songs just about stuff I knew. Just about shit we do out here in the country, shit I do with my buddies on the weekend. I didn't know that I was writing, something that was gonna be so fucking hated by a lot of people. Well, you can't mix country with rap. And people were always, yapping about that. Woo, 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 you can't mix country with rap. It's two separate things. Johnny Cash is a perfect example of you can do whatever you want in country, and Eminem is a perfect example of you can do whatever you want in rap. You can say it don't go together all you want to, but how does it not go together? Music is always evolving. Anybody who thinks it just don't go together obviously never listened to the Talking Blues or even know what the Talking Blues is. Back in the 40s and 50s, that was a country song where someone was talking and rhyming words the whole time. Don't hate on a country rapper for calling it country rap. I personally don't call it that. I call it hip-hop music. When I do rap, it's hip-hop music. I'm rapping. It's not its own thing, country rap. It is rap. It's just coming from a country guy who grew up in a country atmosphere. The name of my first project was Cheatham County. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make some songs that me and my buddies can jam to and listen to. Songs that are, relatively about us. And I made it, and I called it Cheatham County because that's where we're all from. And I posted it on iTunes and got
fucking response I didn't think I was gonna get.
I'll never forget the day when I remember it was taking a turn. He always did music and things like that. That was that was where his heart was music. And I remember the day when he realized how many followers he had, and he came to me and he said, "You know what, Mama?" He said, "I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna throw one of my songs up there and see what happens." And I was like, "Do it. And there she goes. He was I'm in 100%. He's like, that was it. That he just wanted to test the water. I guess he wanted to see how it would be accepted, because you always question how good you are at something, and you know you're kind of fearful of what the response might be, because you may think you have talent, and the people around you who love you may tell you have talent, but but putting it out there is really scary. And I think he wasn't really expecting it to be so well received, and it was. And that was it. After that, he knew he was onto something, and he just went with it. And I'm very proud of him for that.
Gambling with them roosters, even with all the Kentucky coppers. I be cooking up something like steam mash and copper. I stay smoking on loud, oil leak under a chopper. My road is kinda rocky, but I bet you I'm a topper. It ain't nothing but a gamble like dice, watch for the snake eye. Hiding in the grass, that's why I constantly cut mine. I'm making me a path and slowly dropping them landmines. Flame in my hand, let's make us one of them wildfires. I live out in the country, used to hang on Old Pond Creek. Used to catfish with my grandpa, used to cut the grass for free. Teach me right from wrong. Used to listen to Hank Williams, try to live out all his songs. Yeah, I've been around them cowboys. I grew up in Tennessee. I ain't just part of that country, 'cause that country's part of me. Yeah.
And then one day I built up enough courage to sing something. I think it was a Justin Moore song, maybe. Yeah, it was a Justin Moore song. It was In the Bed of My Chevy. It was the first cover I ever put on Instagram, and it got a really good feedback, so I just started doing other covers. And I figured, you know what, they've gave me the confidence. My people who watch my stuff have given me the confidence to, you know, at least make me think I could sing. So, and then that's when I wrote Stuck on 17, and I put it out, and it got a really good response. And then my first country music video that I put out was Rolling Stones, and that got such a big response. I still don't even know how to think about it. It's only been out for 3 months and it's got like 6 million views. That's crazy for somebody like me. That just blows my mind. The Chicken Willie album is more of a sentimental memory to me in my career. You know, with the loss of my grandfather, that really lit the fire underneath my ass to do what I wanted to do. Right at the time between Heart of America and Chicken Willie, the albums, you know, there was a time in my life of doubt. You know, I didn't think I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, you know, with my life. I didn't think this music stuff was gonna work out. And actually thought about quitting after Heart of America came out. And, you know, I sit there and thought. And I knew if my grandfather was here and he seen the impact I was making on people, and he seen what I was doing, my team was doing, he would stand behind it 100%. And it really it boosted me back to life and just made me want to just do better and better and better and better on every project, everything I do, every lyric, every beat, everything all around about it made me want to do everything better every time. And when I thought of that, you know, the thought of him watching down on me or being here to kind of see what was going on, it really just energizes me up, and I just want to be the best now, and I ain't never gonna stop, and I ain't gonna let nobody stop me from what I'm doing. So that's why I named the album Chicken Willie, because that's his nickname. His real name is William Burgess, but he's had the name Chicken Willie forever. You know, my grandfather was a real big gamecock fighter. You can ask about him in Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, and ask anybody who is over the age of 50 or 60 that fights chickens or has fought chickens, and I can guarantee you they know exactly who he is, and I can guarantee you they've got chickens of his bloodline still to this day.
Back during that time, he wanted to start going on the road. doing some little, gigs, his first gigs. And I remember the very first one he wanted to do, he needed like $750 to go do it. That was my rent money. And so I was like, he said, I'll give it back to you when I come home. I'll go do it and I'll get paid and all this and the other. And he went and did that. He did. He left and went and did that show and didn't make any money. So we together had to struggle together to get my rent paid that week. But after that, when he did that, it was like he realized people actually came out. People came out. I think every time in the very, very beginning, like when he dropped the first song, when he did the first video or he did the first show, I think he was always so surprised that people wanted to watch, that people wanted to see him. He was really good, and I don't think he really knew how good he was at that point. It was just him and Cliffy. They didn't have Kid at that, for a long time they didn't have Kid in the picture. But him and Cliffy did it like it was nothing. And it's so weird because to think about the very first shows that they did, driving away in the little van, it was just him and Cliffy and the keyboard and a microphone. And it's come so far. But dude, they were doing it and they were killing it and people were loving it.
I guess I kind of, when I really first came in, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I guess Ryan didn't really know what to expect either. There was only a few couple shows that there wasn't a lot of people at, but for the most part, there was a lot of people at every show. So the only thing I guess me and him really always talked about was progressing the show and making the show better, because that's my job, is to take what he does in the studio and perform it live in front of people. I guess it didn't start off like us being picky about this, like we just wanted to do shows, and now I guess we're more like we want to put on a better show, like back then it was just about getting to the show and making sure that we did them. It's changed a lot, but it's still the same in a lot of ways. Like we're still growing 4 years later, so, and I think that's cool too. Like I've been with something since day one kind of, and watched the whole progression, and we're still progressing.
There was a time when I was trying to tell the venues, like, look, you got to believe in this. This kid is the next biggest thing. And they wouldn't give us shows. But now all those venues blow up our phones, our emails, our text messages, begging for shows.
And then he was doing like small shows and stuff like that, and I was like, damn, you're getting heavy into it. And I remember him giving me, between all that time, he had gave me a stack of cards. I still got a whole bunch of them too, to pass out, like promote. You know what I mean? Like, look him up on Instagram or Facebook and blah, 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 blah. These cards, double-sided. And I remember just I'd be driving in the road and throw a whole handful of them out the fucking window, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew somebody would pick them up, you know what I mean? Be like, what the hell is this? We'd be in Franklin, I'd throw a whole bunch of them out on the sidewalk or whatever. Whether a person picks them up, throw them in the trash, or pick them up to look at them, they seen it regardless, so that's being promoted, you know what I mean?
I remember being at Clarksville, Tennessee, sitting there, and it was like one of the first times we sold out the warehouse. Probably close to 500 or something. I'm sitting there, the bar guy's like, hey man, can you come outside with me? I was like, sure. I didn't think anything was gonna happen, I go out there, next thing I know, there's a biker brawl going on, and he's taking me out. There's like his back up. Next thing I know, somebody climbs my back, starts choking me out. I end up jumping backwards, landing on the person. I look over, my buddy's choking a biker out. Next thing I know, I get up and a laser's being pointed on me by some SWAT team guy. I go inside and Ryan's like, everything all right with you? I was like, dude, I just got choked out in the parking lot. That was the kind of shit we dealt with.
And I think the reality hit at Mercy Lounge in Nashville. That was the first show that I went to, and I nearly passed out. I had no idea that place was packed, and that was in the early beginning. And it was overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. I had no idea, and he has such great stage presence. And he was so good. It was so obvious. It was naturally, that was what he was supposed to be doing. It was just came to him naturally. And he was so authentic, and it was such a good show. And it kind of like took me back a minute that many people came out to see my son perform, and I literally almost got sick. I mean, and they're like, I remember this one older lady there turned around and looked at me, and she said, that's your baby up there. And she goes, they love him like they loved Elvis Presley. And I was like, holy crap.
That was fun for me. The reason being is I already had a band where I just DJ verse drums. It's me and Kid, and we've been doing that for 10 years. So it was an easy fit. It was pretty much me going, hey, I got a drummer. And we rehearsed him. Literally 20 seconds in, we look over and Ryan had his shirt off and was headbanging and said he was hired. So that was the extent of Kid getting hired.
Our rehearsal was pretty much Ryan showing up in a loud-ass Mustang outside of one of those studio places in Nashville. Jumps out, he's like, fuck yeah, let's do this. He goes inside. We just pretty much just start playing through all these songs, and he's just sitting there literally dancing and doing the Running Man while we're playing these songs. I'm sitting here tripping all day hoping I'm prepared enough, and this guy's just over here raging and rocking, and he's like, sounds good. And that was that. We started hitting it up. We started playing shows, and we took things just on to where they are now. Like, I knew I was now playing with Upchurch, but it wasn't like that was my brother yet and we were in this for life. We were just riding it out. And dude, it was awesome. That was fun. I like the challenge of just playing with the DJ. It's different than playing with a band kind of scenario. But at the same time, you know, we're presenting this kind of rap thing in an organic way, trying to like make it where it's, you know, ideally just the more you can connect with people. And I felt like we did a good job of it. You know, budget-wise was different. You know, we're riding around in our rental van, you know, sleeping across a back seat with seatbelts up your ass, you know, trying to sit there and make yourself comfortable. You know, honestly, it was thrilling. If we could have a hotel room with each our own bed, you know, we're just working with it. We're making it happen.
Before the show starts, you know, they'll go back and forth, and you know, kid will fucking and freaking Clippy's up there just and they're just going back and forth making this epic sound. And while they're doing it, they're playing songs like Hillbilly Deluxe and freaking Eminem and freaking Yellow Wolf, and it just sounds so badass. And you know, that gets everybody pumped up. And then that's when Cliffy tells me, you know, Upchurch is coming on stage, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I'm too into the zone this time, just know what he really says. But he introduces me, and I come on stage, and it gets me hyped too. They're not only getting the crowd hyped, they're getting me fucking hyped. And when I get on stage and I'm hyped, bro, I got ADHD. You gotta understand. When I start hearing the beats and freaking people like, yeah, I'm just like, wah, and I'm ready to fucking go, motherfucker. I'm ready to get on stage, fucking rock that shit.
Hillbilly, 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 hey, hillbilly, hillbilly, yeah. Hillbilly, 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 hillbilly. Came from the bottom like well water, bitch, 6-string, quick picking what's good, motherfucker. Rebel flag bandana, chromed out, Harley Davidson, damn motherfucker. I stay all up in the limelight, higher than a damn kite. Might be sipping whiskey, trying to story of a bar fight. On MTV with a torchlight, smoking up a blunt while I'm playing with some tenor like bitch. I'm the barefoot rapper, everybody keeping distance from. You hear my name, you know I don't play what the fuck I'm about, where I came from. I know a lot of rednecks, know a lot of real thugs, know a lot of hillbillies, toting scraped up guns, know a lot of motherfuckers in the hottest where I'm from. With a huge pig bomb, no fingers, no thumb. Hillbilly, 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 hillbilly.
We got to where we were working our ass off. We were doing 4 days a week, literally leaving on a Monday, doing shows Wednesday, doing like little small rinky-dink shows. We would have a show in like Florida, but we would hit the little rinky-dink shows on the way just to cover gas and stuff, not making a whole lot of money. Go do this show down here that actually would pay for the trip, and then maybe hit another couple of shows, and it got to where we were doing 12 shows a month. That's almost half the month doing shows on the road. And there's times we would do a show, drive 8-10 hours, do a show that night, drive 8-10 hours to another show. But that's what we were having to do in the beginning, because it wasn't good enough to go just do one show.
And then we go for 50 people. The first time we came in, the next time be 200 people, and it just kept building. And it was happening so fast that, you know, we were having to, you know, we made mistakes along the way. You know, at the beginning, we would ask for, you know, whatever the price was, a couple $1,000. And then we learned real quick, like, oh shit, we got there and they sold 1,000 tickets. They made, and then we're doing the math in our head, like, damn, they made 20 grand a night. We made $1,000. So it made us smarter. We started putting back ends on it, you know, on things. You know, we learned how to create a contract on our own. We learned the do's and don'ts. We learned the things that we will, you know, maybe come down a little, and certain things that we're going to stand true to, and there's just no negotiation, or we don't need to play your show.
When it was all being sold out, and I was like, you know, this is, I mean, it's like for real happening, you're for real getting big. I told Ryan back then, I was like, you know, he wasn't as big as he is now, but I was like, you made it.
A lot of it would be the venues, you know, because you go from playing the hole in the walls with no sound guy to playing a real venue with a real green room and a real sound guy and a real writer, stuff like that. That, you know, on the ride up, they forget about or just don't include.
Early on, when we would go do he would do meet and greets at every show. This can't happen when you get to a certain level just because it gets kind of wild. But we would play a show, maybe a couple thousand people, maybe 1,000 people, maybe 800, and every single person there would get in line afterwards. He would say he's going to do a free meet and greet, meet everybody, which is really awesome. He would spend 3 hours talking to these people. Thing is, Ryan's the kind of guy, he won't sit there and like nudge them along. He won't even tell one of his staff to nudge him along. He will sit there and talk for 5, 10, 20 minutes with each of these people until someone finally steps in and goes, hey dude, there's like 1,000 people waiting to talk to you. But these people, the look in their eye when they come up and talk to him, they talk to him as if they've known them their whole life. Or they're meeting some author that wrote a book that changed their life. And that's awesome to me. Like, it was neat watching it. Also, it was neat watching Ryan deal with it. To me, that was one of the ways I recognize his star power. The fact he could handle that. And he handled it without getting a big head. That's rare.
Even at the shows, it's not like you're these people are just showing up and you're just signing something and taking a picture and that's it. Like, the venues literally get mad at me because when I do like meet and greets and stuff, I don't want to just sign something and take a picture with you and that's it. Like, they get mad because my meet and greets last like 4 or 5 hours, you know, because I want to talk to each individual person. I can't help it. That's just how I am. And, you know, they'll be like, you know, move along. And I'm like, yo, it's my fucking show, dog. If I want to talk to him, I want to talk to him. And that meet and greets end up lasting 3 or 4 hours because I really like getting in touch with my supporters.
I get a call from Tubbs, which was his manager at the time, and he said, hey, Ryan wants you to come shoot some videos. Would you be able to come out to Cheatham County? So I said, definitely, I'll make this happen. So I left Houston and I packed up all my equipment in the car and I drove out to Cheatham County. I remember specifically this trip was the start of it all. This was the first time I got to work with Ryan one-on-one. That trip specifically, I stayed for about 5 days. And within those 5 days, we shot the video for Ghost, The Old Days with Justin Adams, and Summer Love.
Son, I'm priceless, bone stock, old Camaro, when I'm in it to be a legend, give a fuck about the narrow. My shit played when I'm 6 feet in the ground, 100 years in the dirt, still bumping my sound. While you dancing around the fire, while you sipping the shine, a tailgating with your buddies, puff, passing the pine. Or simply chilling, watching the slow, changing the times. Think about me every time you start that fire. Fall meets the road, and you hear the night on road, and the trees release the blues to the ones who lost their souls. Whoa, 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 whoa,
We stayed up for about 4 or 5 days in his little trailer, in the studio outside of the trailer, and we just sat together, stayed up and edited these videos, and that was the first time he really got to be a part of the process of filming and editing and really directing everything and taking me to all these locations that really meant a lot to him and telling me all the stories about all these locations and why they were important to him. Really gave a backstory to everything we were doing. And I think that was the first time that he found someone that was willing to work on his level and Same with me. I've worked with 40 different artists prior to him, and that was the first time I really saw someone super dedicated and willing to give me 100% of their time, and I was willing to give them 100% of me as well, and I think that that's why we bonded so well. I went back to Texas, and Ryan and me stayed in contact with each other almost daily, and he was sitting on those 3 videos, and as he was releasing them, he was getting mixed feedback. I remember when he dropped the Ghost video, a lot of people were saying, oh, he's sold out, look at the quality now, look at the Illuminati sign on the end of the videos. And he really fed into all that, man, and he really liked the controversy. He was telling me, man, I really want you to be a part of this team. I love the way that we work together and the way that we vibe. Would you consider moving down here? Would you consider moving down to Cheatham County and being a part of this? And things were just going so fast, you know. I don't think we ever really took a second during that time and really stopped to soak it in. Even throughout the full 3 years, I don't think we ever, maybe a handful of times, but we never really stopped to sit back and look at what we were doing. So a couple weeks later, you know, after filming and going on tour, he ended up moving into this house. And I remember that was a big thing for him. You know, the trailer really defined who he was and who his character was, but to be able to move and, you know, to be able to save up that money and afford to be able to buy a house from music and through the YouTube videos and the Vine videos he was making, I know that really meant a lot to him, and it added a whole new energy to what we were able to do. So we moved into that house, and that's when we really turned up. That's when we were shooting videos like Johnny Cash, Bloodshed, and that's when we also shot White Lightning.
I ain't no stranger to the rain. I put the sunshine in my gray clouds. Worked hard for where I'm at, so it's easier for me to sleep now. But I don't sleep, I walk the roads from stop sign to street name. No yellow marks on these back roads, so I paint the lines to pave my way. And these frame pics on my wall for my top 10s on these music charts. Represent these small towns you'll never see with a big heart. And these lyrics in my songs are the warm spot like a car heart. Don't ever forget that one place that made you that person that you are. Many miles I've run, wheels turning on that one lane. Last year's boots, broken souls, chasing one thing. Caught up in the storm of life, it gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning.
White Lightning was really one of the videos that I think defined who we were in this genre. Not only did it have a story to it, it had quality to it, and it really opened up his mind and his lyrics, and he was able to put together these better records like White Lightning, and that was just an amazing process filming that video and looking back at, you know, all those videos at that time. Like, we were so free and able to create at our own pace and at our own level. I think that it really grew us together a lot. At this time, Ryan is at the top of the genre. He's put out probably 4 or 5 projects at this time. We're getting a lot of great feedback on the road, selling out, we're doing tour vlogs, and I know, you know, we had a lot of conversations about upping the production, and that's when he met Stoner.
I remember Ryan gave me a CD. It was like a burn CD, and it had like 20 something songs on it. And it was really the first time I really listened to his music, because I had heard Rolling Stone and I heard maybe one other, maybe Ghost. And I heard it, and that CD was what eventually would be King of Dixie after we filtered through some of those songs, and I added some songs as well. And yeah, that was the first time. Well, my first impression with him, period, I think, was I was surprised, because I didn't really know what to expect, because I hadn't really worked with any country rappers prior to that, and I didn't really want to be honest. And but I had heard of him, and he was different, and he wasn't like any of the other people. So I think that was my first impression, was that I was kind of surprised at how nice he was and his work ethic, and then I was also surprised in the studio, his writing method, you know, how he writes and how quickly he writes, and not just quickly, but like good. Like he'll come up with something insanely dope in like 10 seconds. It takes him no time at all to form a story, and it mostly, you know, sometimes he'll let the music help him teach a story, but sometimes he'll come up with stuff with no music whatsoever, and it's just flowing out of him. I think most of the time it's easier for him because he bases all his stories off of experience, you know, like something that's happened to him or a friend or a family or whatever, and so the stories for him just kind of come out. And I think another thing too is he's recorded so much. I mean, even just with me, we've recorded, I don't know if I can guess the amount of songs, but well over 100 songs easily. And you know, he records a ton, so that's practice, you know, that's like hours at the gym. We've been in the studio, he's recording a song, but get to thinking about something, and over here on his phone, and write a whole nother song. As he's supposed to be recording the song right here, you know what I mean? He'll write 2 or 3 songs, and then he'll do them and listen to them, and be like, well, you know, fuck it, no, I just ain't gonna do it. And I'm like, dude, that sounds good as hell, but they're not to his standard no more. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes he's in there when we just got back from a run of shows just because he's got something fresh on his mind or whatever. Sometimes I'm like, damn it, Ryan, you're not gonna have a voice by the next show.
You know, it's a little bit of a different kind of outfit. We're not your band that's sitting in the garage every day, hashing out, trying to figure out the right chord to play. You know, it's more, you know, luckily these are really talented people. So it's like, you know, Church would just say, you know, hey, I got this little idea for a melody. And it would kind of go from there. So I would get handed a song or an idea. So if I was lucky enough, I could play it at home the night before and kind of build what I maybe wanted to bring to it. And then we got together and we just did it. Honestly, it's really supportive. There wasn't no ego or like, you know, screw you, do it this way. If anything, I was begging Ryan to like correct me because it almost made me nervous. He was so for whatever I wanted to bring to the table. I'm not used to that. You know, a lot of guys, even if maybe you did something well, they feel the need to, you know. He just was so supportive of all that being that way. I'm like, Ryan, if there's something you don't like I'm doing, just tell me. It's okay. I said, oh, it's cool. It's awesome. Killed it. I'm like, okay.
Back in the early stages, we had to drive 45 minutes, an hour to the studio that we were using in the beginning. And we would get there. I mean, we could have the worst horrible day. We could get there and he was happy, smile on his face. I mean, there was literally that, to me, I know is his mindset, which now I do. Back then it was just like, hey, he really enjoys doing it, but now that I've been around him a lot longer, I really know, you know, that's 100% where his heart and passion for real is.
King of Dixie, like, was such a blend, and so really we did a lot of real country stuff and rap stuff that, like, after that we had to decide, you know, what to do next and where to focus next. So I would say after King of Dixie, you know, we went into rap stuff and then switched over to rock at some point, but it definitely wasn't at first. It was mostly just rap stuff at first.
The road I'm on is a place I know. The big white church with the haunted ghost. The black marks leading to another lifetime in the side of a tall pine. The road I'm on has no yellow lights, just cracked asphalt and broken signs. The potholes filled with THC. When the streetlights disappear, you're on the creek.
Where he came up from, his country roots and his country background and his country rap background, I didn't know what the response would be as far as the sales. And then when they dropped the Creeker album, it went #1, and I really knew at that time, I was like, this is not just an artist that's putting out music, this is a movement. There's really something behind this right here. What he's working on and what he's building is more than himself. You know, it really reminded me at that time, like, I'm really becoming a part of something bigger than myself.
When the rock came along, I got excited just because I'm a rock drummer. I love that stuff. I love, you know, so I was like, yes, we get to pound it out, you know, we get to do this. And I knew he liked Alice in Chains. I knew he liked really cool 90s, older than that, newer than that influences that we're gonna equate to a cool sound. And so once I heard what was happening, I dug it. If anything, I was jealous because I wasn't on Creeker 1. A lot of people think I was, and that's not even me. I was busy doing a bunch of other things, and Stoner killed the drums on that album. That was awesome. But I was like, oh man, I'm dying to get on the second one, which I was on that one. That was cool. But he did it. I think a lot of the reason Ryan is able to genre hop, I told a few people a version of this, is because he doesn't overthink it. He just releases it. Most artists just freak out and wear themselves out and second guess themselves so many times throughout the process and stress over their one album a year and rewrite probably 20 good ideas that should have been left alone. You know, and where it's not that what he's doing is simplified, but he just doesn't complicate the formula. He releases it from his brain. He allows the talent to catch what comes out of his brain and just quickly make it to a song. I think that's a lot of the reason why he mainly works with Stoner, with TTs, because he's there, he's ready for those whimsical moments where they just boom, make it happen. Another beauty of being independent. You don't have this label set up, okay, well next month on the 3rd of July we're gonna get together and work on this album. And it's like, no, it's just like, I'm feeling it, let's do it. Yeah. This douchebag on the internet messed with me, I'm gonna do a Dish song, and just keeps it coming. And I think that's a beauty that more artists need to understand. Instead of like patting yourself on the back about one song they're releasing all year, be an artist. Keep creating. So as long as he stays with that, I don't see why he can't do different kinds of genres.
And my goals for the road were to get us out of the van. You know, we were traveling in a Ford Transit van at the time, and it was like 8 of us crammed in there. And I knew that it was very important to make Ryan comfortable, and the more comfortable he was, the better show that he was able to give. So, you know, my goal was to get us out of the van and get us into a tour bus. My priority also too was to make sure that he was safe and feels comfortable everywhere he goes. You gotta understand, Ryan has inspired these people like no artist has inspired someone before. And these people have stories to tell, and they're willing to do anything it takes to tell their story to Ryan. So I just knew that, you know, to be able to give the best show, Ryan had to feel safe everywhere he went.
One of the differences with Ryan is a lot of people, a lot of artists, or a lot of actors I've worked with, actresses, they have fans where I think Ryan has more like believers. People that really, truly get what he's trying to do and say.
Ryan had such a stage presence, and I wanted to make sure that the sound quality matched that. I wanted to make sure that the light show and make sure that the props that we had on stage matched that. And it was very important to show everybody else that with hard work and dedication, you can do exactly the same thing that everybody else can with a major label behind them. And that's exactly what we did.
Well, my brother did front of house at the time, and he called me up and he's like, man, I need help. These shows are getting insane, and I'm having a problem with, you know, being in 2 places at once, being front of house and being on stage. So I came on as like a stage manager and helping out there, and just seeing how the shows were getting bigger and bigger and more crazy. Just like I said, the intenseness of the crowd ready to see the show. Like I said, I've worked with many bands who toured all over, and almost with every band you go to a show and you're like, oh man, this place was a bust. But never, not with them. Rarely not a sold out show. I'm not gonna say I've never done an unsold out show with them, but rare is it not sold out. Nowadays, we have no ceiling. We want to do the craziest thing. We want people to leave a show and be like, oh my God, did you freaking see what just happened? Just over the top shows. And because they're bringing the high energy. I just hired a monitor guy, and his first show with us, he's watching the crowd from the stage because he stands side stage. And the crowd grabs the grate and just starts shaking the grate. And he looks over at me and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, and it's not, you know, at first like, oh my God, but you know, you're okay because they're just, you know, being them.
So Rock the South, this is really the big tester right here, man. He invited me down, right? He got the VIP pass, So I thought, dude, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. I really didn't know how big it was gonna be. I get there, fucking huge line. I'm like, bro, like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm like, I still wouldn't, you know, I'm seeing all this shit on phone. I'm like, damn, this is getting kind of big. This is bigger than a damn fair, you know what I mean? I thought it was a fair, really, like a fair event. Start walking around. Dude, there's thousands, tens of thousands of fucking people were everywhere. It was kind of fucked up. Like, I wasn't ready for that. I went from a show at the warehouse of like maybe a couple hundred people to down this dude is in, you know, Rock to the South. And, you know, I'm still grasping what it was because we got there early. There's 10,000 people there. And he's like, look, he's like, I'm probably gonna piss these people off. I'm like, why is that? He's like, they didn't tell me, they didn't give me all these rules. He's like, they didn't tell me I can't have a flag. They didn't tell me I can't say certain things. They told me I couldn't cuss. All this shit. He's like, but fuck it. He's like, fuck it. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm like, dude, like, most people like want this opportunity to be getting the big shit. He's like, fuck the big shit. I ain't trying to get up there. He's like, I'm gonna still do my thing. He's like, they invited me down here. He's like, I didn't call them. You know, they invited me. The first thing this motherfucker does when he gets on stage, brings that shit up that they didn't want him to do something and pulls a rebel flag out of his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Starts some of his hit songs, cussing, singing, yelling. The whole motherfucking place stands up and he plays, I think, Come and Get It. I think motherfuckers are jumping, spilling beer, throwing beer. Fucking dude, it was hype as fuck. And I think that's when you got all the big wigs really looking at you in one spot, and all these other people looking at you in one spot, other country people looking at you in one spot, and you got the whole motherfucking place jumping like they ain't never seen, singing every fucking word of your goddamn song. My boy's gonna keep going to the top, no matter what the fuck the goddamn outcome, no matter the circumstance, he's going to the top all the way.
When Ryan first started, I remember all the way back, he basically went and did a show, and I think there was 40 people there. And, you know, one of the first shows, and it'll probably kill me for even saying it, I think he forgot his words. He was so nervous, he forgot his words. And he said, listen, straight up, I'll give everybody back their money if you want, or we can shoot pool. And they said, we're going to shoot pool with you. And that's what he did. He shot pool with them. Then, all the way fast forward to Rock the South, I'm looking at this kid on the stage, and he's on these big jumbotrons and just commands the stage and doesn't care, fearless. And the day that I saw that and he came off stage, and I just couldn't even contain myself. I couldn't fathom that this person that I met so long ago on this journey had gotten to this point, and he was so meant to do it.
I think it really hit everybody when we turned around and saw Upchurch and the huge background and the lights, and then you turn around and you see like this sea of people, like you just didn't see where the people ended. And it was really cool because we saw some of the, you know, performances before Ryan, and it was like as soon as he stepped on stage, it was like everybody just like crowded in. You could see the entire crowd just come towards him, and that was the most surreal thing I think I've seen so far, was just how much Ryan belonged on that stage, how much he belongs with all those bigger names. And, you know, I thought he should have been a headliner that year, but, you know.
And I've done some big events, big shows, but it wasn't like, you know, this is an independent artist here. We're the only independent artists on that big stage. That main stage, it was only us. Every other artist had played that game. No disrespect to them. So we get out there, we do our thing. We find out quickly while we're on stage that it is a ton of Upchurch fans in that crowd. They're all screaming for certain songs. We start doing Come and Get It. The whole crowd, you just see this like wave of people just jumping up and down. Middle of the day, people don't have time to be drinking. It was just awesome. And that was a big moment. That was a kind of no looking back thing. A sign of how things have changed. Not only for us, but for the industry. You just don't let independent guys get up there on some main stage kind of event.
Dude, there is no age demographic
when it comes to my kind of shows, I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what it is I've said, because I don't sit around thinking, what can I say to make these people like me? I just pretty much say what the fuck ever, and people like it. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying special or nothing. I don't know. I don't even see myself as special. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular fucking dude. But like, it's crazy. It's like I could be in towns or something, or stopping at a gas station, and it could be, a 10-year-old kid who wants a picture that has an Upchurch shirt on. Or it could be literally, this has happened, it could be an 87-year-old woman with the Elvis shirt on in the front row. So, there's not an age demographic, dude. It's black, white, Mexican people, freaking thug people, redneck people, skateboarders, freaking scene girls, hipster chicks, old men, bikers, basketball players, baseball players. It's everybody. It's fucking everybody. But I love everybody, so I guess that's why a lot of different kind of people show up.
Literally, all ages. I mean, it's relatively young, but you get your 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old dudes like, yeah, man, let's go to church. Sometimes I'm like, what? And sometimes, like I said, it'll surprise you who does, or you're just people you wouldn't expect. It's not just rap. It's not just rock. It's country. It's a little bit of everything. So he's got a little something for everybody. And it shows in our shows, because literally there'll be an entire family that, literally they've been waiting all year for this show.
And when we're getting onto the plane, both stewardesses and the pilot knew who Ryan was, and this was pretty early on. And it really messed with me. It messed with my head. I thought it was awesome. We get on there like, is that guy? Is that guy? And they really were talking about it. And they went up to him. They both went up and talked to him about it. And Ryan, of course, was super humble about it. But even the dang pilot knew who he was. Not that pilots are, the king of England, but I just didn't picture this little, perfectly dressed pilot guy to be like, that's Upchurch. That's when it hit me. I was like, wow, we're sitting there jumping airports and he's getting recognized. This isn't just going through back road gas stations getting recognized.
I didn't know if it would ever reach this big, but it happened a lot faster than I anticipated, for sure.
No. Not that I didn't have faith in him, because I did. I knew that whatever he did, he was going to do it to the fullest extent. He was going to be great at it. Just like I've always told him, I don't care what you do it the best you can, and you love it, and it will turn into something big, And, oh my gosh, no, this is huge. Huge. I did not know it was going to get this big.
In the beginning, when me and Ryan locked in, I knew that we could make history together. Add what Stoner was doing, bringing a better quality, and me bringing these better visuals, I knew that ultimately we could do something that no one has done before, and I'm very, very proud of everything that we've accomplished together. I find myself in certain situations with Ryan knowing that the things that we're doing right now, we are making history.
They show up so early. That's crazy. I love it though, man. It's wild. It's still I don't know. It's hard to believe, I guess. Yeah, it's really hard to believe. But I appreciate the fuck out of it though. It's I don't even know what to call it. It's not a weird experience. It's just I think the right word is surreal. A surreal experience. It's something I'm grateful for. It's changed my life. These fans have changed my life. This music has changed my life. They just don't know. They have no idea how much it's changed my life. They don't. They listen to the songs and they jam out to them with their friends and stuff. But they have no idea how they've changed my life. They don't even know. I just wish they did know.
So many people come to him, and if I've heard it once, I've heard it, I don't know, a dozen times. Your son saved my life. Your son saved my life. I didn't have any faith in myself. I didn't feel like I could do anything. Your son gave me strength or courage. And it's just like the lyrics, his lyrics, I mean, y'all have heard them, his lyrics are amazing. They really get people like pumped up, and fired up. And people have come to me so many times through my emails, through my DMs on Instagram, and even at shows, and they're like, your son is so inspiring, he's so positive, he's made a major impact on my life, when things were going really bad, helped me turn around and be more positive. And that is what every mom wants to hear. He wears his heart on his sleeve. What you see is what you get, and he's authentic, and I think people know that. And that's why I think so many of his fans have, like I said, they'll tell me these things when I see them at the shows and stuff. I feel like I know your son. I feel like I know he's not my family, and I know we're not personal friends, but I feel like he's my friend. I think he still doesn't understand the impact, the whole impact he's had on the fans. I do think he knows what he's done to the industry, though.
He's the voice of the voiceless. He says things, there are a lot of people that can't articulate and put the way they feel into words like Ryan can. And I think that's why he's so, you can connect with him so well. That's why his fans connect. That's why I connect. He inspires.
As I said before, everyone has a story, and those stories are all valid. People have a big thing to talk about, to bring to Ryan, or maybe even just to tell us about their connection with the group or the movement. But that night, I come outside, and they're like, hey, you talk to these people real quick. I go over and talk to them, and within like 20 seconds, they're telling me how their son had just died on a motorcycle accident about 10 days before. And by far, Upchurch was he lived for Upchurch. They showed me his motorcycle helmet, how it had RHEC on it, had Upchurch on the other side. And within seconds of talking to me, the mom just starts busting out in tears. And so I give her a hug. I got this mom I've never met before, crying profusely in my shoulder. And the father, I look over at him, and he just starts thanking me. Like, just telling me how thankful they are that we brought joy to their son's life who just passed away. And it hit me real hard. Anyway, I said, well, what are you guys doing here? And they said, we just wanted to be around what he loved so much. We want to be a part of that. And that was a big thing for me. That hit me hard.
I don't think he realizes how far he can go, and he's gone so far because he's done so much. But I just think there's a whole lot more to come. And so yeah, I think he's still going to be doing music. But he's going to be doing other things too.
I think he's going to be one of those legends that people will always continue to play, and he's going to continue to put out music. And that's the thing about a lot of legends. I don't know if they get tired of doing it or what, but they quit putting out music, so they're called a legend because you still listen to their old stuff. Well, who's to say if they continued to put out music, even if they were 70, 80 years old, that they wouldn't be a legend, they would be a today. Well, I feel that Ryan will be a today for a long time because he's not nowhere near the point of stopping on doing music.
And it's just true. I'm his best friend. This is coming from my perspective. I thought that we was going to hit the peak by now. Really. But this dude's talent, and I'm not just saying this because he's my friend, this dude's fucking talent, once again, where he has mastered the art of doing his fucking thing and making fucking hits. Once again, I thought it would already kind of plateau out and hit its climax, but he fucked everybody up when he just dropped this all country album. Number one in fucking country rap. Number one in fucking the rock country rap fucking mix. Number one in the fucking country rap. Well, no, it's not even country rap. It's just fucking country now. Number fucking one, bro. He can stop right now and still stay on top forever.
I see us going nowhere but up. Just because it's been that steady incline. We haven't taken any steps back. It's been all bigger shows, and so I feel like now when we do start headlining those arenas, and I don't know, I guess that's when you can say you've made it. But to me, I don't think we've made it just yet. We're close. We're making it. But we're right there.
Right there.
You know, you told me you're gonna ask that question, and it's a hard one because you could tell me, like, if I left the group and didn't see you guys for years and years, and you'd be like, dude, Ryan's a politician now. I'd be like, I can see that just because he's so good with people, and I see him with people, and you know, it's not like, oh my God, you're famous, and he's like, hey, get away from me. He's like, oh man, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? He's not, yeah, he doesn't have the head of a famous person. Great if he was a politician, but let's not ruin him.
We all base our dreams off of a protocol of what others have done before us. And with what he's doing, no one's done before him. So I guess I have to say the beauty is that I don't know. And I love that I don't know. If I knew, then there'd be a limit, there'd be a time in. There'd be a the end to it. But dude, he's broke the rules. You know, no one does this. No one has that kind of fan base, no label. They just don't. If they do, it's some niche thing that pans out in a year or two still. So I guess I would happily say I don't know.
Look, Ryan Upchurch was a country boy from the sticks who went against the grain of Nashville, Tennessee, who stayed true to himself, and in the process defined what an independent artist really was. And I think ultimately that's what he'll be remembered for.
Let the band play. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my headstone and my name in golden carats. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my headstone and my name in golden carats. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. I'm gonna be a fucking legend. Gonna live past 27. With them gates out from my house so pearly white you think it's heaven. Still rocking clothes looking ratchet like I don't give a shit. Cause once upon a time I scrounged for that slick 80 cents. And I cherish the times I counted them nickels to feed my stomach. Then my family made me hungry cause I hated the struggling. I quit my job in construction, I took a huge leap of faith. And now they know the dude who's rapping with that gap in his face. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my headstone and my name in golden carats. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. And when I'm gone, my fucking jams will still be jamming. And all my fans will still be out here tearing shit up, raising hell and yelling. Let my sound waves live 1,000 years, I'll still jam as a skeleton. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. And I ain't used to this life, but hell, I'm willing to take it. If I'm gonna be famous, then I guess I'm making statements. Cause there was times my transportation was these boots on the pavement. And now I'm riding in dualies dipped in that pearlescent paint. For years before my billboard charts, my mama kept me believing. I told her I'd fight for success until my damn heart stopped the beating. From now to then it's opposite on how these populace treat me. Still Johnny Cash with middle finger saying fuck a celebrity. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my headstone and my name in golden carats. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. And when I'm gone, my fucking jams will still be jamming. And all my fans will still be out here tearing shit up, raising hell and yelling. Let my sound waves live 1,000 years, I'll still jam as a skeleton. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. Small town, shine sipping, tailgate dumping when the beat drop. Churchman level high, all my haters need binoculars. Because I wasn't nobody, now I'm the beast that I burn. I got evicted from duplexes, now I got shooters on dial. I'm just too bare feet walking, tiptoeing through all of these snakes. But staying humble to my people, I'm the king of the sticks. And I live up under a bridge before I go sell my soul. You know I'm going for gold, the best story that's ever told. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my headstone and my name in golden carats. Cause when I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. And when I'm gone, my fucking jams will still be jamming. And all my fans will still be out here tearing shit up, raising hell and